Are you finding your easy workouts are harder than they used to be? Are you having a hard time finishing your quality workouts or your races strong? Let me give you a simple way to help identify what is going on. Hi, I'm Coach Robb. At the time of this recording, I've been a human performance coach for 40 years, and nothing is more frustrated than seeing yourself get in better shape and then all of a sudden hitting a little bit of a rocky stage where easy workouts seem hard. It's difficult to finish the high quality workouts. Maybe finding finishing races are getting more and more challenging. What could be the number one reason behind that? Well, this is where the utilization of the Garmin Watch is going to be a game changer for you. Because when you're looking at the historical data that you've collected on your Garmin, this is going to give you all kinds of opportunities to benchmark what is the norm and compare it to what you're perceiving is now difficult. Let me give you a very simple example. Every 6 weeks, you should be doing a test that evaluates your speed, your endurance, and your lactate tolerance. You've got that information throughout the entire year. So what I would recommend that you do is take the previous training block and look at your time trials. I'm going to use running for example. Let's say that you're doing a 4-mile running time trial. You've got your pace per mile, you've got your average and your max heart rate, you have your pre and your post weight. You've got everything that you need to say, okay, there's my baseline. Now take that same information and let's go take an easy 4-mile run. Same thing, you've got your average and your max heart rate, you've got your perspiration rate, you've got all the information that you need for basis of comparison. Now you come out and you do a 4-mile easy run and the pace is off by 10 or 15 seconds at the same heart rate. Well, that's a big blinking sign that you're not getting enough carbohydrates in your diet. How did you know that? Because of the Garmin Watch. The Garmin Watch is fantastic because even though it doesn't have any opinion on what you're doing, it captures every single second of every single day that you're wearing the watch. And so what you're able to do is you're able to simply strip the emotion out of the equation and get right down to the numbers. If you use it long enough, you know how to factor in influences like heat and humidity. For someone like myself, we're an analytics company. Our job to serve you is to help you decipher that information. The reason why I'm putting this video together is because you've sent emails in to me saying, Rob, why is it that my easy workouts are getting harder? Well, with the Garmin, I've been able to help you figure it out. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody who's here on YouTube. The idea behind a Garmin heart rate monitor is it's going to help you identify where is there a deficiency. On an easy run, if you're struggling to hold pace, and we know that you're properly hydrated, we know it's a lack of carbohydrates. The muscles and the brain need carbohydrates coming from fruits, vegetables, and high quality grains to be able to fuel the brain to think clearly with cognitive skills, and then the muscles to create movement, i.e. biomechanics as well. When we move over to the high intensity workouts, when we move over into racing, this is where we get a chance to look at your workouts. We get to look at the overall workout plan. If we don't have the privilege of working with you, I want you to become a student of asking yourself, why is it I'm doing this workout today? How does this one workout today fit in to the whole week? How does this week fit into the training block of 6 or 8 weeks? How does this training block fit into the entire annual picture? When you're looking at your workout plan, you have to recognize that your Garmin Watch and the associated Garmin dashboard is collecting data to give you the opportunity to evaluate what's working and what's not working. You need to be strong enough mentally and physically, if you're self-coached, to pivot and make some executive decisions. Now, we just talked about the idea that when you're going easy, if you're not able to maintain it, it's going to be because you have low carbohydrates. It's just going to be worse when you're trying to go fast. If you can't maintain an even tempo heart rate zone 2, what makes you think you can handle speed work? What makes you think you can get into upper zones 3 and 4 and not feel worse? We already know that you're slower because we've already witnessed that in your easy tempo runs. Now we get into the speed work, it's only going to become more difficult. If you've been sticking with me on this video series, if you watch the 2 videos at the end, you'll see where we talk about the idea that if the body is overly fatigued, you're just digging yourself into a hole, especially if it comes from heat fatigue. And in this video, we're talking about the idea, hey, why would my easy workout seem hard? Why is it difficult for me to go fast and maintain it? Well, the Garmin heart rate monitor is going to give you all the answers that you need, because when you start an activity, it's giving you your average and your max heart rate as well as your speed. When you step on the scale, I would encourage you to use the Garmin scale because it automatically syncs to your phone, and you've got your pre and post weight as well. All you've got to document is the amount of fluid you're consuming during the workout or the race, excuse me. So now we zoom back out, right? You're trying to figure out what is it that you need to do to turn this situation around. We talked about it in the other video. If you haven't watched it yet, it'll be linked at the end of this video. How do you avoid heat fatigue before it becomes a heat stroke? Well, we've already talked about the idea that heat fatigue is going to rob you of speed and energy. Well, in this case, if you're running calorically restricted, if you're dehydrated, the muscles don't have what they need. Muscles need sugar, carbohydrates, they need water to stay cool, and they need electrolytes to contract. This is where the energy fuel that we are proud owners of comes into play. We have 3 formulations of sports drink that's relevant to your intensity and the duration. My question to you is, how are you using the Garmin heart rate monitor? How are you using the Garmin dashboard? How are you utilizing your energy drink? Hopefully it's our energy fuel, not as a sales pitch, but because we're very proud of it and we know it works. What is it that you're doing in regards to maintaining core body temperature? And how does it all relate to your ability to get fitter and faster? This is where your workout and your workout plans are so incredibly important. And I believe Garmin is probably your best friend on helping you be able to strip the emotion and make very, very important decisions that's going to make sure that you incrementally improve by 1% every day. One last little side note when it comes to the Garmin dashboard. If you find yourself being extremely sore more than 48 hours after a hard workout or a race, I need you to go and look at the Garmin report under calories in and calories out. And this is where we look at your calorie expenditure against your calorie intake. We use MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal syncs with Garmin, and you're able to very easily look at how many calories am I burning versus how many calories am I consuming. Remember, just keep in mind, we don't look at the numbers that MyFitnessPal puts out in regards to your calorie needs. We use the legitimate Garmin, the burn rate at the top, which includes resting and active, and then the bottom middle number here is MyFitnessPal. When you put the food items in, it calculates the calorie total. We only care about the bottom middle number. Just eyeball that and make sure that you're, as close to that. I mean, like literally within like 5 to 10 calories. Some days you're going to be over, some days you're going to be under. That's perfectly fine. What you want to avoid is a more than 100 calorie gap. You're going to start to put the body under a level of struggle and making it more and more difficult to have the necessary calories to go the distance and or at the high end speed work that you're desperately wanting to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is one of 3. You'll see a link here shortly to the other 2 videos, continuing to educate you on how can you use the Garmin for all of the things that you need to to be both fit and go fast. So if you happen to have any questions, it could be relevant to Garmin, it could be relevant to nutrition, anything under the sun, please do me a favor and send it to me. I'd love to answer your question. contact@coachrobb.com. I appreciate you doing that, because what we do is we convert your questions into a series of videos. If you haven't liked and subscribed, I would highly encourage you to do so, because as we put a video out every day, I want you to be aware of it. We consolidate all of our videos in packages of 3, so that way you're getting a subject and you're getting a little bit more complexity, a little bit more knowledge out of each video. So thank you so much, appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.